Hello, I'm DJ Sam here for another video. Today I want to show you my ADJ smoke machine. It's a vf1300w. Now I've had this for a year now, so it's going to be a year review, and I absolutely love it. It's pretty much a beast. Now I want to say a couple of things before I do a demonstration on how it works. Now sometimes I'm like, I'm Mr. Know-It-All. I don't need to read the instructions. Don't do that. Please read the instructions on what I'm about to say. I got some smoke cleaner fluid and I put the bottle in. I think you're supposed to put a tiny bit in with some water, not the bottle. So I knackered the machine at one point, and I cleaned it out and I tried to smoke it, and eventually it came back to life. But you're going to damage the machine, so please make sure that you read the instructions on that one before you do anything. The really cool thing is you've got the option to have it wireless or wired. Now there's a really good thing about this as well, because it happened to me. I didn't bring the wired controller and I forgot the wireless controller, and I was like in panic mode. But nevertheless, this has a green button on the back, a green button. You press that and you're sorted. Don't have to worry about forgetting your things, because as long as you've got a power lead and as long as it's got smoke fluid in it, you are golden. And you can do it three different methods, and I like that. Now this is quite powerful. This can fill the shed up with a couple of puffs, so I've got to be a little bit careful, because I have literally had the shed roof smoking. Like literally smoke was coming off the roof. It was hilarious, and it was like as if we'd been smoking pot when you open the door. It was quite funny. So yeah, I've had some funny experiences. So I'm going to show you the smoke machine as well. Now the reason why I've got this on, I don't put it on a truss or a T-bar or anything like that. I generally have it because I have problems with bending down, and this handle's quite low, so I'm scared in case I bang it or drop it, so I use that to drop it down carefully. This gets a bit loose. I mean, you can tighten it and it will tighten, but I think it's lost its tightness, so I only use it for lifting. So if I'm like doing a gig, I'll lift it up, and you can see it's doing that already, and I'll place it down, and that's how I do it, because I don't want to like have to use the handle because I can't get down. So that's a big help for anyone who's got arthritis or anyone who's got any conditions. That is quite a handy thing to have. So let's get a close-up on it, and I'm going to pop it on the table. So here it is up close. There's the nice sort of logo and model number. As you can see, there's the fog switch, our button chassis, and that's 3/4 of the way full. We've got the wireless controller, we've got the manual one, and the power, etc. So pretty cool, I like that. And then the top part here is where the lid is. This will leak if you tip it upside down, so I would not recommend you tip it upside down. And that bit there lights up ready when ready, but when I sort of knackered it, it wouldn't work properly, but I think it's working fine now, as I'll show you. And then there's the filament, or whatever you call it, the heat source that blows it out. This can get quite hot, and I like the fact that it's encased, because it helps sort of like, so it's not as hot. And then on the other side it's pretty much the same, and that's what it looks like inside, if you can see there. It's pretty cool little unit. Now I had a YouTuber, you probably heard of him, or you may have not, called Tanner Brangard, and he bought one of these, and he said that he had it in a cold environment. Can't remember, it was in a loft type thing, and he said that it broke because the something's gone inside of it. And I remember when I watched this video and I panicked, went in the shed because I'd not used it for a while, and thought, oh, I wonder if mine's gone. And no, mine's fine. So what we'll do is we'll switch it on So here it is on its stand. I do apologise about the lighting. I've been meaning to get some LED lights for this shed or something for it. I've got a, you know what's the annoying thing is? I've got like an LED like sort of plate like that flashes, you know, like for for like a strobe light. And I thought if that could only just stay on, it'd be so handy to have a couple of those because they're pretty bright actually. 30 watt, I think it was a 30 watt, and it lights the whole room when it's flashing away. And I just think, you know, just that alone, and maybe there's another one angle, it'll look great. So, well, there you go. So I'm going to plug this in, and you'll see that that lights up. And then I'll take this thing out so you can actually see it. And this bit here should turn green when it's ready. So it only takes like less than 5 minutes to warm up. It's really good actually, because my mate was saying, because he's got a couple of himself, and he says it warms up quite quickly. So yeah, and I think the remote's here. Now you've got on the remote. Now these don't do anything, by the way, on the remotes. These don't do completely anything, but you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now they just do all the same. It's almost like a generic one. I'll show you a generic one actually while that's warming up. I should have one in here. I've had quite a few smoke machines, so and a few lights do the same as well. I've got a couple actually I can show you. 2 actually. Ah, right, they're slightly different. These ones are numbered. So check these out. These are numbered ones. I think one of them's for another smoke machine. I think the other one's for a light. But yeah, as you can see, they're pretty much the same. They're generic basically. So they look the same, but ADJ has I think it's slightly better. Now it won't interfere with it at all. So, but I do want to mention, I've got a cheap smoke machine and it interferes with the sound. It makes like a blip noise when you smoke it too much. It makes like a blip, and I thought and that's why I stopped using it, because it was interfering with the audio and making the audio go blip, and it was people looking. It wasn't very noticeable, but it was sort of a thing where I was like, it wasn't me kind of thing, kind of saying to myself, yeah. So it's I should have put a timer on actually, and then we could have seen how long it takes to warm up. But oh well, I can add it in the time that oh, there you go. So now it's saying ready. It's got green on, and I press the button, and we should be lift off. Before we start, I thought I'd show you my smoke fluid. Here is the horrible, do not like smoke fluid cleaner. Thumbs down from me. This is the first ever smoke fluid I ever used, and I will put a picture of the first smoke machine I ever owned. Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Now, I want to say, the cheap smoke machines and the cheap fluids can be toxic and can be harmful around kids. So I highly recommend that if you're going to do a gig, I would buy the best stuff. So the stuff like this one, it says non-toxic. Now it's not blue anymore because I've used it, and it's a mixture of that and that. And what I do is, and I should have done for this one, is empty it out and put the good stuff in. No, put the crap stuff in for like testing. The one I use for work is that one, and it's just great. It's my favourite. It's 5 litre and it's light. And then the one I've recently bought is the Mark Q one, because I quite like their company, so I thought I'd give theirs a go. So I bought that as my one because it's a little bit cheaper than the American DJ ones. I thought I'd give this one a shot. And then this is QTX, but it's pretty neat. It's a smoke. It's a fragrance. I want to get some cotton candy fragrance. I think that'd be quite nice for the kids, you know. So have that option's great. I didn't put the whole lot in there. I would just put a few drops in and shake it up and then put it in, because otherwise it gets too strong if you put too much in there, and you don't want to overdo it. You just want a light hint of strawberry, which I quite like. So yeah, let's get on sort of doing it on the floor and see how far we sort of get. I'm going to use the remote, so I'll set you all up for that. I thought I'd hold it as the tripod around here. It'll be a bit tricky. So we've got quite a clear runway here, not the best, but it'll do the job for this. So fire away. So as you can probably see there, it does hit all the way to the wall and can go a bit further. So I think it can do at least 10 feet at least, or probably even more, 12, 15 feet. I think it's really cool. I love that initial puff. I'm a little bit silly, so yeah. So yeah, let's try and get a side shot here. So as you can see, that is pretty damn sort of harsh, and that just a couple of puffs of that has already smoked it. I mean, I did a gig in a hall a couple of times and I almost smoked the hall out with a couple of squirts. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, that smells so good. I love this machine and I'd highly recommend buying one, even if it's for your first one. I wouldn't just go ahead and get cheap. I'll show you the difference between a cheap one in a video. I've got an LED one as well, so I'll definitely do a video on that one. If you want to see that one, give it a thumbs up and we'll definitely do that. So yeah, so here's a quick test outside. As you can see, it fills up quite a lot and it goes quite far actually because of the wind. Now if you're outside doing the carnival or whatever, it adds quite a lot of nice sort of scent as well, so you can actually smell it and it just looks great. Let's get a shot of it actually blowing towards us. I can actually smell that as well. It smells really good. So you get a nice whiff of sort of like nice smell, and especially if you get cotton candy, the kids will be like loving it, you know what I mean? And it just adds just that little bit of extra fun outside. I mean, I know it's not really going to do anything for the lights because the lights are no use. When I do the carnival this year, I'm not going to bring any lights with me, just a smoke machine and a bubble machine, I think. And I'm going to aim it at the back so that the smoke comes out of the whatever I'm going to use. So I think it's pretty cool. So here is the remote. It is pretty cool, very springy. I didn't show you on the remote how that works because it's self-explanatory. You press a button and smoke comes out, and that's the end of it. Pretty cool. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. That was the American DJ vf1300w smoke machine. Now if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to see some stuff that I do off YouTube, follow me on my Instagram. It's DJ Sam. I will link it in the description below. Also, if you want to check out, or if you want me to do a video of a cheap smoke machine, which is an LED, I've got a really cheap one that's like 20 quid. It's a yellow LED. If you want me to do a review of that, I will definitely do that one. But for now, that's going to be it. And I'll see you guys, unless it's very, very soon. So cheers for watching. Thanks. Bye bye.